All right, so you ready? Let's get a sky going because we're not going to have any HDRs. So we need to have some kind of sky that we can get some light going on in our scene. So I'm going to switch over to my shader editor. All right, let's go to world and let's come down here to strength. All right, so what we want to do is let's grab a color ramp. What do I want? I'm going to go for a gradient texture and maybe a mapping node. All right, let's go to color into the factor, color ramp into the color, texture coordinate. Now, we just want to create a bit of a sky. All right, I'm going to drop this right down to the bottom, and we want to go for a, I'm trying to think what kind of color tone we want to go for. I think kind of like a sandy, you know, dune-like sandy world thing would be, sandy world thing, dune thing, that'd be good. Let's do one more, maybe right at the zenith, right up here. Let's grab this, and let's brighten this up a bit. All right, I'm gonna lock my camera to view, and I'm gonna go ahead and create a mesh plane and scale it right up. Let's create some ground. My field of view, we're gonna go all the way up to ending at like 10,000 or something, so we've got lots of space to work with. So let's grab a curve. We're gonna go Bezier. I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna bring it right down. I'm gonna make this sandworm's gonna be a curve to start with, all right? So, and I'm gonna use that just so I can get like a nice dynamic pose. Let's go to geometry, and we're gonna go for, that's it, depth. And let's get a nice sandworm depth to this thing. Jump back in our camera, like this. Let's maybe even do a little bit of a Dutch angle. Something like this. That could be epic. I feel like we might be a little too long for this type of sandworm. And there, and scale it down a bit like that. Rotate it like this. F3, convert. Convert, mesh from curve, boom. We'll go to the, where is it? Solidify modifier. And I'll just create a little bit of thickness on this guy. Create another Bezier. Depth, we're gonna depth it. I wanna create like an array of these guys, right? That goes around in a circle. Go Shift A and let's go for a circle. Work on it. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this guy and we're gonna add a modifier to it. We're gonna add an array, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're also gonna add a curve deform modifier. And we're gonna select this circle curve that we've got. So Bezier circle. And you can see these guys kind of position themselves. All right, now if I go in and let's see, I can just tweak these dudes a little bit. Let's do it like that. That's pretty good. Let's make a bunch of these guys, bring them right around. All right, we've got 45 minutes left. Yeah, I'll just right click on this, select hierarchy, Shift D, just rotate it a little bit, scale it in. I might do this just a bunch of times. If I run out of time and fail the challenge, I get dumped into a pit of lava. I think that's the plan. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. And I'm gonna come here and we're gonna go to this, we're gonna call this sandworm body. Ah, we're going 40 minutes. Come on, go, 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 go. Wait, I need you to show up, Voronoi. Why did you disappear on me? I got time pressure here. Color ramp. All right, let's go ahead and we'll take I'll start with distance and I'm gonna plug this. I'm just go straight into the emission just to kind of start with. And let's see, I'm gonna get texture coordinate. Bring these in together. Now let's get a good scale going. Let's see, something like that. Like they're just kind of like dark gray looking thing. Go ahead and grab a bump. I'm gonna see, I'll grab another color ramp. I'll pipe that one in here and pipe that into the height. And with this one, we'll just make things a little bit more extreme. So I'll take this and I'll pump it up. For now, let's go with a mix RGB shader. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start playing with the texture coordinate with this mix RGB shader. So I'm gonna pull that in there and I'm gonna grab a noise. And I'll pull this noise and we'll drop the factor of the noise into the color. Actually, I'll turn this all the way down to 0 to start with. So there we go. There we go. And I might also plug the vector in here just to keep things unified. Now you can see we can use that just to kind of break things up a little bit. I don't think he's going to be super shiny, so I'm going to pull that up and I'm going to take the roughness up as well. Let's go for the displacement modifier. And I'm going to create a new texture. And I'm going to head over to my texture tab. I'm going to grab the clouds. Controls here. Let's bring down our strength. So just want a little bit of this, right? And we're also going to bring in a subdivision surface. Look at this lovely new drag and drop feature. Blender, you're just outdoing yourself. All right, this is going to give us a little bit of variation. All right, so let's go for teeth material. Darken them up. All right, now I don't want these things to be specky. I don't want them to be very shiny. I'm going to dull them right down. I'll bring this up a bit. And like that. It's looking good. Oh, I know what I could do. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We'll take the teeth, go back to our modifiers. I'm gonna take my array, I'm gonna drag it back down a little bit and go into edit mode and just adjust it a little bit like this. And I can do that with all of these. Just want to get some, bits that are kind of like in more than other bits. 33 minutes left. All right, let's get some sand. We need sand. Why did I agree to this? Someone explain to me. What was I thinking? All right, I got kind of a cool idea. Let's try this. Let's go for a Bezier curve. Bit unconventional. I'm gonna rotate it along the Z. I'm gonna grab it on the X a little bit, grab it on the Y, bring it forward. I'm just gonna give it a bit of an arc like this, extend this out a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this guy and I'm gonna convert him into mesh. And I'll just bring it up so I can see it. I'm gonna hit E to extrude. I'm going to grab it on the Z, grab it on the Y, and then I'm going to alt click up here, hit E to extrude, grab it on the Y. Because all we need is, what's visible from our camera, right? So if I drag this thing down, you can see that what we can do is we can actually end up with kind of the right shape. And I'm going to parent all of this to the actual sandworm. All right, now what we can do is we can grab this guy around and kind of bring him into the scene. Scale it down, grab it on the X, rotate. I'm gonna grab, let's get a light going on. Let's get some sun lamp happening because it's the desert. I'm gonna also get rid of our little light, just so we've got a little more control, right? And I'm gonna take the angle and I'm gonna increase it. No one's worried. You guys believe I'm gonna succeed, right? Sand. All right, how to make sand. Let's figure that out. Let's go for noise. Got this in here. Boom. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and grab a bump node, and I'm gonna throw that into the height, and I'm gonna throw this into the normal. Okay, so sand's not quite that coarse, so I'm gonna bring it down, and I might even bring this up a little bit more. So, we could try and go for a more dramatic sun just to kind of get us over the line. Yeah, like something like that's nice because now we're getting like this little bit of a hint. We'll go for this. I also think I want to go for a little bit of like an orange light. Try some magic. All right, 24 minutes left. Do. All right, color ramp. I'll just use this one. And I'm going to pipe this just into the emission for now, just to see it. Scale. I'm kind of going for those like, little sand wave things that you get. Pop that in like this. And then we're going to go into here. There we go. See, that kind of works. That's sort of what I was after. Yeah. I do feel like it needs to be stretched out a little bit more though. And we can grab a mapping node. Oh man, there's so much more I want to do. Is Y the correct? Creates just this little bit of sand duny kind of, ripples on the sand. I think it looks good. Dust clouds, go. All right, we're gonna create a plane. I'm gonna create a plane. Scale Y, scale X, boom, scale. This is gonna be I'm gonna get some noise and color ramp factor into the factor, and then this is gonna go into the alpha. And then what I want to do is come over here to my settings. And because we're working in Eevee, we need to turn on options. We're going to go alpha blend. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna go like this. We're gonna increase the scale, maybe the distortion a little bit. Put it right up to the camera like this. And then I'm going to take this, grab a mix, RGB shader, 18 minutes. Dun dun. And this is again just to create more distortion. Oops, I put it in the wrong spot. Now we do mix, RGB right here. Because again, remember, colors are just like 3 numbers, right? It's a vector of 3 numbers. Same with position, X, Y, and Z. It's a vector of 3 numbers. So you can use a color to do a position. And by mixing these together, we're able to kind of introduce a little bit of extra noise into this thing. That's pretty good. I'm gonna give us a bit of an orange color, match the sand. And then we wanna kind of clear out part of it, right? We need to have sort of, you know, a bit of shape to this thing. So it's like a dust cloud image editor. And I'm gonna go new image, and I'm gonna get my, go to paint mode, come over here, make sure I've got something, and I'm just gonna paint like a little mask for this guy. So there we go. What we can do is come over here and we'll pack this thing in again, and I can grab a image and I can load up that texture. 15 minutes. So I'm going to go for a mix, RGB, and I'll take the color of this, I'll bring the color of this, and I'll switch this to multiply, and I'll pop that to the alpha. And now what I'll do is, and here we go, boom. So you can see there's the shape that we painted, right? Now I'm using it on this. And we can also Shift-D to duplicate, grab this guy, drag him back, scale him up, put some behind him, you know? Let's go for like some exploding stuff. What do you reckon? Should we just go nuts for this? Like, I'm gonna create a, I will create another plane, like so. All right, and we're gonna use this sand blast material as like a reference, like a basis for this. So let's go sand explosion. And if I take the scale, right, and I go like this, and then what I want to do is grab a gradient texture, linear, and what I can do with this is I can take it and I'll just duplicate this mapping node, and I'll put this into the vector, and I'm going to grab a color ramp, mix RGB, right here, right here. Let's go multiply. I'm going to turn it all the way up. I'm going to stick this into the alpha. There it is. There's a thing. There's our thing. All right, so now it's not quite right? So it's just kind of going straight up. We need to be kind of going out. So let's take this, select all, F3, subdivide, boom. Go to here, scroll this up, exit edit mode, angle it towards the camera just right, select all, and now what we're gonna do is go UV, unwrap. That's right, UVs! Man, do you expect to get to UV unwrapping in this hour-long adventure? Now, we're gonna turn on proportional editing, and I'm gonna scale and, scale up, and I'm gonna use proportional editing. If I use my UVs over to shader, what's gonna happen, but we're gonna have, at least we should, have exploding angled, UVs. And then we're gonna select all, and we're gonna rotate until it looks like we're aiming in the right direction. I'm gonna get more like a defined look. There we go. That's what I wanted. See? How cool is that? There's 3 minutes left. Shift-D, rotate, grab it, scale it down. That. Now we have a slight problem because on the edges, we're still getting the edge of the thing. Gradient texture. We have to Shift-D. I'm gonna have to swing the vector into that. I'm gonna have to take this, and we're gonna have to do another multiply. I'm gonna have to pop that into there, and then what I have to do is gonna take this thing, and we're gonna have to rotate it on the, let's see, on the Z. Come on, Blender. Pull together. Pull together. Final 2 minutes, guys. Cue my exciting music. All right. We're gonna rotate. I need to see it. I have to see it. Let's rotate this thing 90. There we go. All right, one more. Shift-D, duplicate. And now we're gonna go -90, bring that around. Make sure that's right. Check the emission. Come on. 1 minute. 1 minute. Blender, don't die on me. Keep going. Keep going. All right, that's good. So now one more of these. Slam that down there. This into here. This. Come on. Into the alpha. Do it. Unplug the emission. 40 seconds. 40 seconds. All right. Here we go. You ready? It's not going to work. I used the wrong vector mapping for the thing. Oh, 9 seconds. 9 seconds. 9 seconds. No. No, time's up. Time's up. I can't stop. I can't stop. There it is. Timer's over. Hands off. Oh, man. So close. I think we got there. Like, we've got it. We got way too much smoke going on. You know, it'd be great to clean that up a bit. Wow. There we go. Oh, that was intense. Look, you know, we got we got maybe, I don't know, a third of the way of where I wanted to try and go, but look, I think that's pretty good. Super excited. Thanks so much for joining us today. Hope you had a lot of fun. Go check out my channel if you had a lot of fun with this. Go to C. Bailey Film on YouTube. Give me a subscribe. Big thank you to CG Cookie for coming up with the show and getting me on board to do it. Really awesome. Looking forward to continuing working with these guys. Thanks for joining us today. I had a blast. I hope you had a blast. I will catch you in the next episode. Find me on social media, C. Bailey Film. Search for me. You'll find me. And don't forget again to check out CG Cookie. We've got the project file will go up there later on. You guys are amazing. Have a fantastic week. Let's call it CG Cookie Sci-Fi Blitz first episode.
And this could be a complete disaster.
All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Thanks again. See you, everybody.